Yes, friends, I hope you guys are well. Life is good. As you know, I do part-time Uber work and I pick up a lot of passengers from all sorts of backgrounds and privileges and so on, They come from different school of life. And when we get talking, in most cases, I notice people are scared to take some small risks in whether it's their business or whether it's investing in the stocks and shares or giving crypto a go. As we know, it's here, it's not going anywhere. And it's been around. It's been around, for example, Bitcoin since 2009. And then all they say is, no, it's too risky. I wouldn't dare to touch that. So you judge it by the person and you go accordingly in terms of the conversation. And then there are some who are highly intelligent and still ain't taking no risk to do something, to invest. They'd rather put their money into a savings account and just spend it as things go along. Christmas is coming, they'll be spending a good few thousand. They might be in some debt eventually. So this is the issue with us. We need to take some risks in this life. And I am starting to realize that I am deviating or going away from the path of being too cautious. Yes, so long as the income that I'm earning is covering my bills, my essentials, then the rest I should be able to take some risks and invest it. Because that's the only way we can get out of this long-term mindset of saving money and thinking that money is going to eventually help us retire. It's a lot of nonsense. And that's why we need to be diversified, whether allocating some money towards our stocks and shares, especially in the UK here. Every adult is allowed £20,000 in their stocks and shares. And if that account builds up to £1 million or £2 million eventually, it's capital gains free, it's tax free. So we should be taking advantage of this and investing our money into the market as the rich do, as the middle class do. But us working class, we are not aware of it, we're too scared. But the best thing you can do is, the free thing that we can do is educate ourselves to overcome this fear and invest in the market. And yes, if you're scared to invest in a particular share, yes, rightly so, because we don't know what could happen in the future. But you can put it into a fund, you can put it into an all-world index or whatever. So long as it's an ETF, exchange-traded fund, then you're good to go. If a few companies do poorly, the rest make up for it. And it will give you better returns than your savings account. And one of the most purest and beautifulest way of investing our money, or as they like to call it, passive income, is dividends. So invest into companies that pay you a dividend for holding their share. And if that's risky for you, put it into a fund that pays you a dividend. And over time, by the time you're 40, 50, you want to take your feet off the pedal and work part-time, then you'll get dividends from these funds that you can use to pay for whatever, your bills, your travels. And that's the beauty about it. And your capital is there. You can either reinvest this and it will pay you more, or you can use it, pass it on to your kids. So we should be doing these sort of stuff, friends. So that is one form. The other form is allocating some money to cryptocurrencies, because they're not going anywhere. They are around, the institutions, the banks, they're all buying this. They're all holding it. They are using it eventually. But it'll be too late in terms of price. Even Bitcoin's gone up ridiculously high, but it don't matter. You should still be able to buy some DCA, dollar cost average it, and it will amount to something in the future once the prices rocket and all the institutions have made it mainstream. So these are the things that we need to do as ordinary working class people, especially us that have come here to make a better living for our lives. And we're all in the same boat, regardless of our ethnicity, our background. If you're a citizen of this country, you're working class, ordinary, earning an average wage, we are in the same boat, in the same struggle in terms of financial freedom. And this is why we've got to overcome this fear by educating ourselves to invest, get our money to be investing for us. And as you know, there's a few ways that one would ever get rich. Either you inherit the money, or you have a business that's successful, or you invest it, and in the long run, it will get you to that stage of financial freedom. And as I've said, financial freedom means different things for different people. But for me, it's very modest. I just want time freedom. I want to be able to take a holiday or two. I want to not be worried about bills and payments and if the car breaks down. I want to be able to do a part-time job and not worry about money. So, and that doesn't take much. It's achievable. But if you told me that you want to be a multi-millionaire and maybe even a billionaire, then you have very high expectations, and it's very unlikely that we will get there. Not that it's not possible, but it's unlikely. But it's all to do with your spending habits. You don't need a lot of money to be happy, to get your health in order. So it's all about expectation and having a realistic mindset. And it all depends on what avenue you take to achieve this. If you have a very successful business, why not? You could be a multimillionaire. But if you're working a few jobs like me, and you're on top of your bills, and then you allocate some money to your investments, then it might be the long horizon before you have any financial success. So it varies what approach you take, friends. And that's why my message is to ordinary working class people: we need to overcome this fear and invest our money, get our money to work for us, and allocate 10% for risky stuff. If you think cryptos are risky, which in most cases are risky because it's volatile, it's a new thing relatively to other assets. But Bitcoin has been around since 2009. And banks and institutions, and you can even have it in your stocks and shares ISA. So that means it ain't going anywhere. They've accepted it. It's part of the whole system, assets and so on. And life is good, friends. And this is what I'm doing to try and increase my income, lower my costs. And I'm not denying anything. It's just I'm not wasting money on unnecessary stuff and just keeping it simple and focused, friends. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll be making more videos about this particular topic. And life is good, friends.